Me being a someone, I kind of.
Soon you'll be seeing a trace outline of my dick all over the TV. So all of you who don't have a nice size television might want to go get one now.
Reeves declared a state of emergency today in 5 North Mississippi counties where severe storms killed 1 person and damaged hundreds.
Age, to say the least, things are.
How are you at the American Head Football Coach? Coach, how you think?
Thank you. AI services.
This is WLBT First Alert Weather.
Be similar.
We have lived in 3 back-to-back duty stations, and each house that we have lived in on base housing has had some form of mold problem.
Reports of mold, infestation of bugs, and structural problems, often leading to health concerns for the families living in these homes on base that are run by private companies. They say it's their kids they worry for the most.
Nosebleeds, allergic pink eye. It's extremely scary and it breaks your heart.
It's why these military spouses formed an advocacy group to help other military families just like them. They volunteer their time to help families navigate the process when faced with housing problems.
There should never be a family who moves into a house that has life health safety issues.
How many times a year? I caught up with the group from National Military Housing Advocates as they took their fight here to Capitol Hill. They came prepared.
Please come another moldy homes.
Armed with data they collected by surveying military families, gathering a paper trail of housing problems and health concerns. They shared it with staffers for several members of Congress.
We're calling out for help. We are documenting families who are in displacement suites. Their children are sick.
We told you how those health concerns are now part of a bipartisan investigation in Congress. We spoke exclusively with Georgia Senator John Ossoff, who led a letter sent to the Defense Department demanding answers about potential links between health problems and these unsafe living conditions. It was co-signed by 2 Republicans from Florida, Senator Marco Rubio and Senator Rick Scott.
They're putting their lives on the line in our national defense. They shouldn't have to sacrifice a safe, clean, healthy home at the same time.
I want to make sure that we really understand where the housing problems are and what caused them and how we can fix them.
This group says their goal now, getting accountability and action from the Defense Department. They want the DoD to pull contracts from the housing companies that will fix these issues.
Pulling the contracts with these particular companies, I think will send a message that we're not playing anymore, and we need to get companies in there that are willing to step up and treat our service members and their families the way they deserve to be treated.
The company is called Sinclair. If any bitch, the company is called Sinclair Broadcasting. Right now, the bitch is sitting on an email that tells her that every fucking word that comes out of your mouth while I'm sitting here, I am charging you for. Not my motherfucking problem that no one else knows who Sinclair Broadcasting is or has taken action against the bitch. But I have. Fuck your bank. You better get Sinclair to tell your bank to shut the fuck up.
And George, despite what happened, he told me he is determined to graduate from Morehouse College. More about the moment, but let me just set the scene. We're right.
Buy more television lines and run them, bitch.
Of course, Fifth Plaza. And what he told us is that he and his friend had actually walked over across the street to this Publix. They were looking to pick up some stuff for a quick meal on Easter Sunday when they were confronted by a group of teenagers.
I'm blessed. I'm grateful to be alive, you know.
Now recovering at home, gunshot victim Elijah Talley spoke to us Monday from his Buckhead condo where he's now forced to use crutches as he anxiously waits to learn if he'll ever be able to walk again on his own.
Today, of course, I was supposed to be at school, but unfortunately, of course, since I have a bullet still lodged in my foot.
The Morehouse College senior, just weeks away from earning his degree, says he has no idea if he'll ever be able to return to campus after surviving an attempted armed robbery. It all happened on Easter Sunday right here along Oak Valley and Peachtree Roads, just feet from Phipps Plaza.
Living where I live, you would expect that, I wouldn't have to go through something, in broad daylight.
Elijah says he and his friend walked to Publix to buy some food for an Easter celebration. But the store was closed, so they started to head home. And they came face to face with a group of teens demanding money.
Once, I told them I didn't have anything or I couldn't help.
Yeah, call initial K. Brown up to the Supreme Court and then call Catherine Brown, my neighbor, over to the graveyard and have a fucking party. You better kill me if you think my motherfucking ass is not going to take you to court and say, where was the email I sent to Sinclair Broadcasting before you hired Catherine Brown on the Supreme Court? Like I said, it's fucking obvious that Pop did something over there at that county supervisor meeting that made all these white boys come over here and kill this black woman on Churchill. But that's my motherfucking mama. And I don't need cousins to protect her from the motherfucking crackers.
Yes, now Elijah says the worst.
5 Hour Energy wants to charge up your summer. Just purchase any 5 Hour Energy product, then enter for a chance to win an EcoCharge electric ATV. Just go to 5HECharge.com for details. 5 Hour Energy. Charge it up.
Military families say they are fed up with inaction on widespread housing problems. Now, they're taking their fight to leaders on Capitol Hill. Channel 2 Samantha Manning has been investigating this problem for months. New at 6, she's in Washington, D.C. with a group of military families now seeking help from Congress.
Family after family.
This is a systemic issue.
The experiences are frustratingly similar.
We have lived in 3 back-to-back radio stations, and each house that we have lived in on base housing has had some form of mold problem.
Reports of mold, infestation of bugs, and structural
Me
problems,
telling you to come and get, not asking you for help.
leading to health concerns for the families living.
Me telling you to come and get your faggot ain't asking you for help. It ain't even no goddamn warning. Check your facts.
Deputies are searching for some thieves who broke into a pawn shop by cutting a hole through a brick wall. Investigators with the Bibb County Sheriff's Office said surveillance cameras caught 2 masked thieves breaking into Howard's Pawn and Jewelry store on Mercer University Drive. They stole 6 guns from inside. The ATF is now involved in this investigation. In just the last 90 minutes, we learned a middle school teacher is under investigation, accused of not reporting a racist attack in her classroom. She allegedly did not stop some students from calling a black student the N-word and referring to that student as a slave. And then whipping that student with a belt. The girl's parents are furious. Channel 2 Stacia Fernandez is live in Gwinnett County outside of Radloff Middle School. And Ty, you found out the students kept saying racially charged things on social media after all of this.
Wendy, you would think that these kids would be remorseful after they got suspended and were criminally charged, but it certainly doesn't seem that way. They were making light of the situation on social media, and they were asking other students where the victim lives.
Sickening.
Henry Madison said his daughter, who attends Radloff Middle School in Duluth, has been dealing with a group of Hispanic kids calling her the N-word for months. But things went too far on March 30th when his daughter told her parent.
So, Jessica, working for the U.S. government, you give a call over to Sinclair Broadcasting executive offices and ask them, can they do you a fucking favor? I believe they've already taken your to fucking jail and fingerprinted his ass. Pretty sure they sending a sign to everybody who work for the president. We can take your ass to jail too.
Whipping her with a belt.
Developing tonight, a recall on salads made at a facility in Clayton County. The company Fresh Express says a sample of some of its products tested positive for listeria. That includes the Caesar Chopped Kit Chipotle Cheddar, and the Publix brand of Makoto Honey Ginger Salad Kit. All three salads had a use-by date of April 2nd or March 31st. A woman who allegedly pretended to be a child's grandmother so she could...
5 Hour Energy wants to charge up your summer. Just purchase any 5 Hour Energy product, then enter for a chance to win an EcoCharge electric ATV. Just go to 5hecharge.com for details. 5 Hour Energy. Charge it up.
An Atlanta woman is recovering after someone shot her in front of her kids while visiting family in Louisiana.
Somebody gonna answer some motherfucking questions now.
After getting lost, that's when a man tried to rob her and shot her in the arm. She drove away with her kids unharmed. Authorities are still looking for that suspect. A short clerk tackled a robber who held him at gunpoint, but the criminal is still out there. Take a look at the surveillance video from the Food Mart on Jimmy Carter.
We have a traffic alert for drivers in Grant County. The right lane on I-985 northbound is closed while crews work on an emergency bridge repair. The closure begins at the I-985 and I-85 split in Suwanee. That lane is expected to reopen sometime tomorrow afternoon.
As the White House's top person on public health is in town addressing the health of Black Georgians. Urban League is hosting the U.S. Secretary of Health and Human Services this afternoon in Northwest Atlanta, along with Georgia lawmakers. The panel looking into what's being done to improve health care.
For all you dumb bitches who completely forgotten how the levels work on your job for law enforcement, that's your top cop, bitch, in jail. Your top cop in jail.
Of exposing himself in front of a Best Buy employee, police say the same man showed up to the store twice within a week. Channel 2 Cobb County Bureau Chief Michelle Newell is live along Cobb Parkway outside of Best Buy, where
A federal court ruling threatening access to a popular abortion drug is getting attention right here in Atlanta. The Health and Human Services Secretary called the ruling
For as low as $5.99. So when you're craving a great deal without compromising flavor, at Denny's,
It's diner time.
But you still got loose cops running around everywhere, think they have qualified immunity that keep them from going to jail for, maybe little domestic violence. They don't go to jail for that because they get qualified immunity. But for some reason, you can pay billions of dollars to elect a fucking president and then send that bitch to jail. But you can run a cop around these motherfucking streets and he think he God. Watch, cop. Watch, cop.
All been some sort of argument, some sort of fracas earlier.
You're watching 11 Alive Morning News. 11 minutes of nonstop news starts now.
Kicking off your 11 minutes of nonstop news with breaking news: a woman is in surgery after.
At the center of the criminal case against Donald Trump.
For all of you who don't get what criminal justice reform is, that's taxpayer money for faggots who like to go to jail and get fucked in the ass or go play scissors for a couple of years and say we living by a street code. Now, bitch, you living off a dime I worked for. That's what you doing.
Trump insists the affair never took place.
It ain't my motherfucking job to sit down and read the law about why your bitch ass went to jail and then pay you for it. That ain't how money work. You don't want to go to jail, you figure out a goddamn way to use the goddamn law like that cracker did. Otherwise, go to jail. Because the cracker told you to. And quit blaming me for knowing how to use that motherfucking law instead of going to jail like the fucking cracker told me to.
The owner of Little Loving Home Daycare.
How he do it? Read,
Attorneys from both
bitch.
sides are arguing that.
So you call it something that fits your little small ass mind.
Former Wellstar tennis
It's gonna be a fucking circle for the damn prison for the rest of your damn life.
Atlanta's hometown airline Delta.
But you best believe I'm gonna get me some of that criminal justice reform money if it take them bitches 110 years to get you bitches criminal justice reform. I'm gonna get me some of that motherfucking money.
His birthday. Listen, he earned the cake and celebration you see here. Think about it this way: 14 million miles is equivalent to traveling.
If you start selling faggot prison sentences like you did to the Innocence Project, you best believe I'm gonna use my damn energy to get some of that damn money. You just giving away money to bitches that's laying up in jail waiting on somebody to give them out, get them out. Goddamn right, I'll write a few pages for you to get a few of them bitches out. Don't come saying thank you, bitch, because it was all for the money. You a faggot and I don't have no appreciation for the faggot shit you just pulled. I'm just getting my money out of it.
Access without a doubt.
All new for you this morning, a Metro mom is pushing.
Tonight, the South Fulton Police Department will not hire officers who have previously been fired for excessive use of force. City Councilwoman Helen Genevieve Willis.
A Coweta County deputy is recovering from serious injuries tonight after the sheriff there says a truck cut off his patrol car on the interstate, causing it to flip over and eject him.
Deputies are now hunting for the truck driver who caused the crash and the one who rescued the deputy from the highway.
Bitch, live. I did not put your pregnant ass on this job. Fuck you. Yeah. You gonna throw a goddamn baby up talking about I'm pregnant so we get the right to kill all the old people and you poor. I don't give a fuck about you being pregnant and committing this motherfucking genocide.
The accident scene caused a chain reaction wreck that claimed one driver's life and most certainly would have killed the vulnerable deputy laying on the pavement.
A truck driver came by, they saw it, jumped out of his truck and helped get him out of the middle of the road so that he didn't get run over.
Great. To the I-2 now, the Douglas County Commission met for the...
Yep, sure did. In Sandy Springs, saw a bitch walk up in the courtroom with 3 kids and a judge said, gone. I saw that shit. I'm not that bitch. I'm not that bitch. And it ain't the judge property he's protecting. And if it was a motherfucker property you was on, you wouldn't have walked out that bitch just because you come up in there with 3 kids.
And has the opportunity to shift the balance of power if he so chooses.
Good morning, citizens.
With 40% of the Douglas County Commission now suspended after indictment, Vice Chair Terenia Carthen insisted citizens will not be affected.
The business of this county will continue. We do have 3 very
When you find that perfect pair, nothing can stop your shine. Because when you feel fly, you look fly.
Jimmy, I'm pretty sure I stopped counting in 2010. I stopped counting the dead people around this motherfucker in 2010. You motherfuckers just catching up.
16-year-old high school student from Atlanta and a father.
Hey everyone, chicken roll. Just leave it.
So I'd just like to say thank you to you all for saying.
Well,
each year, about 70,000 Americans suffer a stroke. Most are 65 or older, but
At this point,
10 to 15% of strokes.
just put a Charles Osborne mask on the faggot that you intend to hang in his place. And I'll probably be satisfied with that.
So really confusing because Deborah Martinez was.
Because you obviously are going to let Charles Osborne get away with this shit with retirement savings. So just put a mask on a faggot that look like him. Make him look like him.
Raise awareness about a new an inmate beat and bit a deputy, severing a portion of. Well, 4 people died and 9 others were hurt when a gunman opened fire at a Louisville, Kentucky bank. We're learning new details about the gunman responsible this afternoon. Fox 5's Tom Haynes is at the live desk right now.
Shit's sad. I mean,
Atlanta
you want. I saw the faggots go to jail and wait like they a fucking army.
Of a robbery attempt. Fox 5's Underly Proctor joins. A 6th victim remains hospitalized at Grady Hospital. Fox 5's Deidre Dukes is in Newton County, where investigators, Deidre, are working to identify these victims now.
And back, Christina.
You a fucking man.
He says he is still
Passive aggressive was because of confusion to take care of a fucking family. You a fucking man. Go get fucked in the ass and pay me.
played a role.
I heard, you heard.
Country music is part of the fabric of.
Well, now let's get a look at our pet of the day. This is Hugo, and he is looking for his forever home. This little guy loves humans and is extremely agile and
This is WLBT First Alert Weather.
Got some nice weather out there right now.
Head of research and chief economist at SOC 10. Okay, now some big headline.
But the White House is now acknowledging they don't know who took the classified documents and if there is.
One night, Friday, starting at 9, 8 Central.
There's a reason big dental bills often come as a shock. Earn your MBA degree online from GCU.
Pandemic operations, and you need to take action.
Fuck what I said. I meant what the fuck I said.
A Medicaid continuous enrollment provision in place since 2020 expired the 1st of this month. Everyone from advocates to hospitals have been trying to spread the word in hopes to reduce the number of Medicaid recipients dropped from the rolls.
Nobody wants any surprises at the moment or at the point of care. Neither the provider, and not just St. Dominic's, but any hospital, any doctor office, any of the medical services that you might take advantage of. And certainly patients don't want to be caught by surprise.
The Division of Medicaid says it will take 14 months to complete the renewals. They'll first use electronic verification sources, but if they're not able to approve you that way, you'll get a form in the mail that you'll have 30 days to return. Mississippi Health Advocacy Program says they'll be there to field questions through Help Mississippi.
We're now going through this process where it's very complex, and if you don't know or if you're not as informed, then things can go wrong. And that's why we just want people to be as informed as they possibly can and we're here to do that.
There's also an expected domino effect for the state's hospitals. The Mississippi Hospital Association president and CEO Tim Moore.
Just by napkin looks that we've taken, we've seen roughly a 3% drop. So when that goes away, we'll see that rise. There's no question about it.
So what does 3% really mean in the grand scheme of things? Just the cost of operations to keep hospitals in the state functioning?
It's $23 million a day. So when you start looking at 3%,
I sent the bitch an email at the Social Security office the other day, just throwing some numbers around about the number of salary kickbacks to their employees for the number of people that die in Upora. The field office is located 30 minutes away, and that economy is booming. There are new businesses opening there every day. We are 30 minutes away, and every business here is leaving, and the people are dying. So you can talk that shit on the news all damn day. Won't change the fact that where the field office is located is thriving, and here in Upora, the economy is dying.
of the collected amount.
And what he's saying right now, as they get paid more people here die, and there ain't shit they can do right now to fix the numbers. And the numbers are the fucking evidence. I don't have to say a fucking word, but pay me.
To provide those services, 3% is a large number.
Medicaid says it's not too late to update your information if you haven't done so yet. Jackson,
But go pick up your check, faggot.
For the seat as a federal judge in the Northern District of Mississippi. Now, this blue slip represents the senator's approval of the federal court nominee from their state, while Hyde-Smith's refusal to support Cologne has stalled the judiciary process. State Representative Chet Taylor is asking voters here at home to contact Senate Judiciary Committee Chairman Dick Durbin of Illinois to voice support for Cologne's nomination. Taylor also points out what he believes could be behind Hyde-Smith's opposition.
The truth is that our judiciary system has been more partisan than ever. And we see that even in our state capital. So what we're seeing is what politics looks like in 2023, where we're separate.
There's still a fucking ego out there. There's still a fucking ego out there that's in my personal space. I cannot help but laugh because I know that this is a faggot. There's all kinds of egos, but this is a faggot's ego. And I know I'm not allowed to fight you. So I know what comes next is God.
Separated by blue and white, and sometimes along racial.
And I don't argue with. I don't argue with God about how He deal with His own damn enemies. I got enemies of my own. So if you are an enemy of God, then you fight with God about that.
From the Tennessee House was reinstated today after Nashville's governing council voted.
And if I laugh, get the fuck over it.
The unanimous vote by the Nashville.
Because it's highly likely if you decide to fight God instead of me, I'm going to laugh at your ass. And need I remind you, that place where you got in my personal space and offended my God, and I did not take off your fucking head, stop looking for God. There was God. That's your God. that the head that you're walking around with right now, your God gave it to you.